Hello, and thank you for logging into this year's annual All-District Safety Presentation. My name is Mr. Smurrow. I am one of our middle school vice principals, and I am also the District School Safety Specialist. If you have any questions or concerns regarding this video, my contact information will be included on the last slide of this presentation. The goals for today's training are to help you to be aware of the early warning signs that may prevent and mitigate emergency situations before they happen, to empower you with the skill set to respond to emergency situations, and how to put the pieces of the puzzle back together, both physically and emotionally, should an event occur. If you fail to train, you are trained to fail. We do not rise to the occasion, but sink to the level of our training. Today's training is designed to give you the necessary tools to make educated decisions under stressful conditions. And we do that through the utilization of our all hazards emergency management approach. The safety process begins with prevention and mitigation, the ability to reduce the severity of an emergency event should a crisis arise. How we respond to that crisis, how we respond to and recover after the event, bringing us back to what we call our normal daily lives. Situational awareness is being aware of what is happening around you in terms of where you are going, and whether anyone or anything around you is a threat to your health and safety. The OODA loop is a four-step process that utilizes critical thinking skills to make effective decisions under stressful conditions. This means that everyone's situational awareness is individual and potentially different. The next few slides will address concerning behaviors and what we should be looking for to try to prevent a threat or crisis situation before it happens. These are the key findings compiled by the National Threat Assessment Center. If you witness any student who exhibits any of these behaviors, immediately notify the principal or designee in person. There is no profile of a student attacker for the type of school that has been targeted. Attackers usually had multiple motives, the most common involving a grievance with classmates. Most attackers used firearms, and firearms were most often acquired from the home. Most attackers had experienced psychological, behavioral, or developmental symptoms. Many of the attackers had interests in violent topics. All attackers experienced social stressors involving their relationships with peers and/or romantic partners. Nearly every attacker experienced negative home life factors. Most attackers were victims of bullying, which was observed by others. Most attackers had a history of school disciplinary actions, and many had prior contact with law enforcement. All attackers exhibited concerning behaviors. Most elicited concern from others, and most communicated their intent to attack.
We all have something or someone to protect. Everyone plays a role in keeping our community safe. And the If You See Something, Say Something campaign empowers individuals to report suspicious activity to local authorities in order to prevent terrorism. If You See Something, Say Something is a national public awareness campaign. After the horrific attacks on September 11, 2001, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security was created, and soon after committed to this year-round campaign, which stresses the importance of recognizing and reporting terrorism-related suspicious activity to local authorities. The If You See Something, Say Something campaign partners with all types of organizations to raise public awareness about this message. Join the effort and learn how to recognize signs of a potential threat. Suspicious activity is any observed behavior that may indicate someone is planning a terrorist attack or other terrorism-related crime. But remember, these factors are not suspicious. Disability, religion, race or ethnicity, gender or gender identity or sexual orientation, nationality or national origin, It is also not suspicious to speak with an accent or to be less than proficient in English. Here are a few examples of actual suspicious behavior. Observation and surveillance. This could be a person demonstrating unusual or prolonged interest in a facility, building, or other infrastructure beyond mere casual or professional interest. Eliciting information. Asking questions about an event or facility security operations at a level beyond mere curiosity could be a sign that someone is trying to learn how to bypass security measures or how to cause harm. Misrepresentation. This could be someone providing false information or misrepresenting their affiliation or identification as a means of concealing possible illegal activity. Potential terrorists could try this tactic to infiltrate events or facilities or misuse documents to conduct unlawful activity. Breach or attempted intrusion. This is an unauthorized person impersonating authorized personnel, such as pretending to be a law enforcement officer or janitor, in order to enter a restricted area to conduct illegal actions. Weapons collection and storage. If you discover someone stockpiling an unusual and unexplainable amount of chemicals, explosive materials, weapons, or other destructive material in a manner that would arouse suspicion of terrorism, this may warrant a call to law enforcement. It's also important to remember that these behaviors alone are not inherently criminal and may be constitutionally protected. So it's important to share what you've noticed with local law enforcement, who are trained to make these distinctions. They will review the information provided and determine the best course of action. You can learn about additional signs of suspicious activity by visiting dhs.gov/csay. If you see activity that exhibits the signs we've just reviewed, it's important to report it to local law enforcement. If there is an immediate emergency, please call 911. You can find your local tip line on dhs.gov/csay or by scanning this code. Each state, U.S. territory, and many cities have their own local authority where these reports of suspicious activity are received, analyzed, and shared with trained law enforcement officials. When reporting suspicious activity, think about the 5 W's. Who? Give a description of the person or persons. What? Explain exactly what you saw. What was the person doing? Did they have any items with them? When? At what time and date did you see the suspicious activity occur? Where? Provide the location where you witnessed the activity. Why? Explain why the behavior seems suspicious. You play an important role in protecting your community. Signs of terrorism-related suspicious activity could appear anywhere in our daily routine. You never know. One tip could make a difference. Everyone is encouraged to participate in the If You See Something, Say Something campaign and empower others to help identify and report suspicious activity. Learn more about how to partner with the campaign and download materials by visiting www.dhs.gov/csay. Remember, if you see something, say something.
If you observe multiple warning signs or signals, or even one definitive threat, please take it seriously and act immediately. Data supports that 99% of school tragedies have included some type of leakage. If you hear or see something, say something, do something. Immediately contact the principal or designee directly. Do not rely on leaving a message or sending an email. You must physically make contact with an administrator, guidance counselor, and/or child study team member. When it comes to safeguarding our community, we are the gatekeepers. We are the first responders to any emergency situation. In loco parentis, we all have the same responsibility, which is to keep each other safe. Safety starts at the front door. This is why we have specific building entrance procedures to protect our most valuable assets, you and our children. All district perimeter doors are secure doors, posted with a notice to keep all doors locked at all times. And if a door is open, it must be continuously supervised with a staff member. Every school has a visitor management protocol. Any door used for dismissal or arrival must be secured by a staff member. If you see someone walking in your building without a visitor badge or a visitor sticker, greet the person. Explain all visitors need to be identified with a sticker and walk them to the main office. Keep the problem outside. Vet as much information as possible before letting the visitor into the vestibule. Once you let the problem in, it will be very difficult to get the problem out. Our district secretaries do a great job vetting visitors to our buildings. This brings us to how we plan and prepare ourselves should a crisis occur. Each year, our extensive emergency response guide is updated and uploaded to your designated school drive to be used for emergency management guidance. In this guide, you will find detailed responses and protocols to emergency-related situations. For quick reference to emergency response protocols, we have developed a condensed version of the ERG's key points located in what's called the Emergency Go Guide. These Go Guides should be placed in every classroom teacher's Go Bag. Check your Go Bag to make sure you have a copy. If you don't, ask your building principal for a copy. Every year, the Department of Education and the Department of Homeland Security tasks each school district with specific emergency drill situations that require immediate responses. These carefully crafted emergency drill scenarios prepare us for potential crisis events, and through lessons learned, help drive the changes necessary to mitigate a crisis after an event has occurred. This is why it is always important to drill as if it were a real emergency. And this brings us to the third phase of our all hazards emergency management approach: response. How we respond to a crisis event. These are emergency situations that require an immediate response. A detailed response description for each crisis situation will be explained during this presentation and can also be located in the updated version 16 of the ERG manual. Situations that require an immediate response are armed assault active shooter, run, hide, fight. Lockdown, lock, lights, out of sight. Bomb threat or suspicious package, see something, hear something, say something. Evacuation, safer outside than inside. Reverse evacuation, from outside back to the school or other safe place. Shelter in place, safer inside than outside, secure the perimeter. And all clear. Maintain situational awareness and follow instructions after an event. This slide provides tips on how to improve your situational awareness. The acronym OODA Loop is defined as observe, orient, decide, and act. Observe your surroundings before exiting the class. Orient yourself to what is going on around you. Make a decision based on the information at hand, and act. Not all predators who want to commit harm in our buildings use a gun. Almost anything can be used as a weapon. This is why, through lessons learned, the term active shooter has evolved into active assailant. Upon first indication of an assailant, immediately seek safety and initiate a lockdown from your Cisco phone. The following video will explain what to do in case of an active assailant in the building.
It may feel like just another day at the office, but occasionally, life feels more like an action movie than reality. The authorities are working hard to protect you and to protect our public spaces. sometimes bad people do bad things. Their motivations are different. The warning signs may vary, but the devastating effects are the same. And unfortunately, you need to be prepared for the worst. If you were ever to find yourself in the middle of an active shooter event, your survival may depend on whether or not you have a plan. The plan doesn't have to be complicated. There are 3 things you could do that make a difference. Run, hide, fight. First and foremost, if you can get out, do. Always try and escape or evacuate, even when others insist on staying. Encourage others to leave with you, but don't let them slow you down with indecision. Remember what's important, you, not your stuff. Leave your belongings behind and try to find a way to get out safely. Trying to get yourself out of harm's way needs to be your #1 priority. Once you are out of the line of fire, try to prevent others from walking into the danger zone and call 911. If you can't get out safely, you need to find a place to hide. Act quickly and quietly. Try to secure your hiding place the best you can. Turn out lights, and if possible, remember to lock doors. Silence your ringer and vibration mode on your cell phone. And if you can't find a safe room or closet, try to conceal yourself behind large objects that may protect you. Do your best to remain quiet and calm. As a last resort, if your life is at risk, whether you are alone or working together as a group, fight. Act with aggression. Improvise weapons. Disarm him. And commit to taking the shooter down, no matter what. Try to be aware of your environment. Always have an exit plan. Know that in an incident like this, victims are generally chosen randomly. The event is unpredictable and may evolve quickly. The first responders on the scene are not there to evacuate or tend to the injured. They are well trained and are there to stop the shooter. Your actions can make a difference for your safety and survival. Be aware and be prepared. And if you find yourself facing an active shooter, there are 3 key things you need to remember to survive. Run, hide, fight.
When initiating a lockdown from your classroom Cisco phone, you must first dial the pound symbol and your specific building prefix, followed by dialing 912. Every school building's main office is also equipped with an automatic panic button, contacting 911 dispatch. When the event is over, the system is reset by dialing pound, the building prefix, and 914. It is important to clear the phone that was used to initiate the lockdown in case of a redial. The phone reset is completed by dialing another phone number. Important telecampus points to understand when a lockdown is initiated. You will hear a building-wide PA announcement alerting the entire building of the event. The signal automatically contacts 911 dispatch and a text message to all district administrators. Message boards scroll lockdown. Building-wide swipe access is deactivated except for police, and blue strobe lights are activated, warning individuals not to enter the building due to an emergency event.
Lockdown. Lockdown. Neptune High School is ordered into immediate lockdown. Please remain in lockdown until further notice.
Upon first indication of a lockdown, immediately seek safety, move away from the threat, keep all doors locked, lights out, shades down, and move to the hard corner. Get to the hard corner, pull the shades down.
One of your greatest safety protections and procedures is to utilize a hard corner. A hard corner is a specific area in your classroom that keeps you and your students from being seen through the door window.
No one in or out of your classroom, stay silent, and wait until further instructions.
And remember, during a lockdown event, your room will be cleared by a police officer or an administrator with a key.
Okay, this is Mr. Smurrow. We are in an all clear at this time. I repeat, we are in an all clear at this time. Remain in a shelter in place and listen for further PA instructions. Transitioning into a shelter in place after a lockdown event allows teachers with cleared rooms to teach while we systematically continue to clear the building room by room. One of your greatest safety protections to enact during a lockdown is the utilization of what is called the hard corner. A hard corner is a specific area in your classroom that you can safely place you and your students out of plain sight from being seen through your door window. Practice moving your students to this area. Use tape to mark the safe area and explain why silence is important. Deploy your window shade to cover your window. Police are minutes away. Always keep your door locked and stay out of sight. The district understands through lessons learned that the capacity to hear PA announcements in large venue areas may sometimes be compromised due to excessive noise. When a telecampus system alert is initiated, a message will scroll communicating the emergency event and will not stop scrolling until the system is reset. Shelter in place. This action is taken when a threat, hazard, or emergency is occurring in or around the school, resulting in the need to stop movement inside the building. It can also be used to secure the perimeter and limit building egress. Do not allow student movement unless authorized or escorted. Business as usual in the classroom. Remain in a shelter in place until an all clear has been communicated.
All outside doors have been locked. Do not open any outside door. All outside doors have been locked. Do not open any outside door. All outside doors have been locked. Do not open any outside door. All outside doors have been locked. Do not open any outside door.
There are two ways to initiate a building shelter in place. The first way is to utilize the telecampus alert system by dialing pound, your specific building prefix, and 913. When the system is activated, outside building blue strobe lights will flash. Door swipe access is disabled, except for police, and the reset system, pound prefix 914, must be dialed to end the event. The second way for a shelter in place to be activated is over the PA. This type of shelter in place can be utilized for multiple responses. When the event is over, a PA announcement, all clear, will be communicated. When a shelter in place is initiated, stay calm, listen for PA instructions, and check your email. It is business as usual in the classroom. Do not allow any student to be unattended. Escort students where they need to go. Station staff inside the main door and around the perimeter. Direct any staff outside the building to either return or move to a predetermined safe space. Possible shelter-in-place situations when it is safer to be inside than out: hazardous materials, severe weather, a medical or trauma situation, or any other in-school emergency. Remember, business as usual in the classroom. This is not a lockdown. If you are outside with a class and it is safe to do so, you will be contacted with the re-entry instructions. If you are directed away from the building, contact the school of your location and ensure 100% accountability of all that you are in charge of. Whenever taking your class outside, always be prepared for the unexpected. Remember to take your go bag, a radio, or leave your direct cell phone number with the secretary in case of an emergency. If the telecampus shelter in place has been initiated, door swipes will be disabled. You will be contacted with either re-entry information or to proceed to an already predetermined safety assembly area. When using a district radio, take the time to learn how to operate it. Use the button at the top to turn it on. Make sure you are on your specific building frequency. Press and hold the talk button for 1 second before speaking, and release the button to hear a response. If you do not get a response back, check your frequency channel and communicate the message again. The orange button located on the top of the radio is a district-wide panic button. This will allow you to communicate an emergency message district-wide, hands-free. Anytime you leave your classroom with your class, grab your go bag. If you are taking your class to the library or outside to the playground, grab your go bag. You never know when an emergency may occur. Having your go bag provides you with crucial information. A red card alerts administration of a problem within your class. A green card signifies everything is okay. If you evacuate, you will need important student information, such as class rosters, to take attendance. If you are receiving a phone bomb threat, remain on the line and do not hang up. Tell a student to get a teacher from the class next door and have that person contact 911 and the principal. Make every attempt to gather as much information as possible. If the caller hangs up, do not hang up the phone. This will help police facilitate a trace. If an evacuation is ordered, listen for directions. Utilize a secure route and maintain 1,000 feet distance from the threat. If a suspicious package or article is identified, call 911 and notify police of the nature and location of the object. After calling 911, notify the principal of the location of the object. Make no attempt to investigate or examine the object. Do not use radios or cell phones in close proximity of the object. Get yourself to a safe place, such as behind a cement wall, before making a call. Building evacuation. This evacuation is taken after a decision has been made that it is unsafe to remain on campus, and an evacuation to an off-site assembly is required. The principal will provide clear instructions via all appropriate means of communication. Teachers are to bring their student rosters and go bag and take attendance once the class is assembled in the designated safety location. Immediately report any injured or missing students and stay and wait for further instructions. The reverse evacuation is used when conditions outside the school are unsafe for any reason and it is necessary to bring students and staff back into the building. Always bring your go bag when taking students outside the building. Take 100% attendance, accountability, remain alert, listen for further reentry instructions or any changing conditions. Remain in a safe location until an all clear has been communicated. All clear. This action is taken to notify teachers that normal school operations can resume or some other action is required. The principal or designee will announce an all clear message via PA. If the PA is unavailable, instructions will be delivered through other means of communication, email or in person. Important lockdown points to understand. The event will never be cleared over a PA. I repeat, a lockdown event will never be cleared over the PA. Your room will always be cleared by police or an administrator with a key. And during a drill only, once your door has been keyed, remain in a shelter in place so you can begin teaching again while we continue to clear the remainder of the building. In the event of a fire, call 911 with detailed information and notify the principal or designee. All building occupants must evacuate the building as a matter of safety and law. Lead students to the designated safety assembly area. Take your student roster and emergency go bag to ensure 100% student and staff accountability. Do not re-enter the building until given an all clear by emergency responders or administration. The intervention plan for any emergency or crisis situation starts with the calling of 911. A crisis is defined as an unstable or crucial time with the distinct possibility of a highly undesirable outcome. When calling 911, always identify the location and the type of crisis that is occurring. 911 is the only district telephone number that does not need the number 9 dialed before it to get an outside line. Upon recognition or alert of a possible cardiac emergency, call 911. Provide a detailed description of the event with your exact location. Have someone contact the principal or designee of the situation and request all AEDs to be brought to the scene. Utilize your building medical alert plan, remove onlookers, and maintain building control by initiating a medical shelter in place. Every building in our district is supplied with AED machines, EpiPens, Narcan, and Stop the Bleed kits. Know where these items are located in your building. Seconds count. When a medical emergency is communicated, all trained search staff should respond with an AED. The district has also outside standalone AED towers specifically placed on our athletic fields and at Summerwood. This brings us to the fourth stage of our all hazards emergency management approach: how to recover should a crisis event affect our community.
I'm here at the scene of tomorrow's shooting, where a 15-year-old will kill 4 children, 2 adults, and then turn the gun on himself.
When the shooting starts happening tomorrow, first I'll probably just think it's firecrackers or a car backfiring or something.
He told some of us that his dad kept a gun in his closet, and he always talked about using it on, the people that bullied him. Tomorrow I'll probably say that I wish I told someone.
After the shooting, we're gonna feel pretty bad about picking on him, but until then, we'll probably just keep doing it because he's pretty weird.
Tomorrow I'll probably point out that something has seemed off with him since the beginning of the school year.
And I'm now joined by the officers who will be the first responders tomorrow. What additional details can you share with us?
Well, someone is expected to tell us after the shooting that the shooter has been posting on social media about doing this for weeks.
So how will you explain the shooting to your daughter?
Actually, I won't get to explain it to her because she won't make it.
This is Christine Lynn, reporting from the scene of another shooting we'll say we never saw coming.
The trauma of gun violence is immeasurable and has lasting effects. It's important to recognize that people who live through a mass shooting and collective trauma may develop psychological distress. Each tragedy is unique, so it's essential to be sensitive and flexible to adapt to the specific set of circumstances. However, where there is healing, there is hope, and with hope, communities can heal. The district has adopted the standard reunification method developed by the I Love You Guys Foundation from Sandy Hook for our recovery process. The recovery and response focuses on reuniting families, coping with trauma, grief, and a possible loss of a loved one. By providing support to students and educators, we can help restore the community to a safe and healthy learning environment. The cops own the crime. Fire owns the flames. The school district owns the kids. Every response and recovery to an emergency crisis event is based on the totality of circumstances. No two events are the same and will always provide different challenges. Here are some special circumstances which may arise during a reunification event. Having a pre-developed plan for these special circumstances will help speed the continuity of the reunification process, reduce event tension and anxiety, and assist with the 100% accountability of the health and safety for all. Special circumstances: a parent or guardian with no identification, a parent or guardian in need of crisis assistance, students not picked up by a parent, student or staff member missing or injured, student or staff member in need of counseling, student or staff member in need of medical attention, or a student possibly being transported to the hospital in loco parentis. And this brings us around full circle, staying vigilant to look for warning signs that can help prevent and mitigate our next possible potential crisis. As was stated earlier in this presentation, if you fail to train, you are trained to fail. It takes a village. Safety is all our responsibility. Are you prepared? And once again, thank you for logging into this year's annual district safety training. A special thank you to 8th grade student Miles Nessie for helping me to produce this video. If you have any questions or concerns regarding any of the information presented in this year's training video, you can contact me directly at my school email or call me at the middle school at extension 6327.